morning, good morning. It's been a while. It's been a while, hasn't it? Good morning, Kijor. Good morning, Huggatree. Good morning, Ebby. Good morning, Grill. Good morning. London. Good morning, good morning. How is everyone doing? It's been so long. It's been such a long time. I wasn't expecting to be gone for so long. A lot happened. As you know, there was Anime Expo. Anime Expo happened at the beginning of the month. There was a lot of meetings that happened. A lot of things. a lot of meetings. Anime Expo was pretty busy, as you can imagine. And then I also got to help out with some playtesting. I got to play the new Tanto. Guys, I got to play the new Tanto game. And it's very, very interesting. So I was gone on retreat for an additional week because I was helping out with the playtesting for the new Tanto game. It's been a while. It's so interesting. I've got Tanto on the brain now, which has, as you can see, with what little days left that we have for this month, I've got Tanto on the brain. Tanto's on the brain. Was it fun? Oh yes, it was really fun. It was really fun. I was being an utter gremlin, right? I was being an utter gremlin. I don't know how much I don't know how much has been released about the game or what it explains. I think on the campaign there should explain like a lot of mechanics of the game, right? Never really clicked with you. It never the new Tanto? Like it never, like Tanto in general, or the new Tanto? Like Tanto in general never clicked with you, or the new one kind of just was weird for you? The old Tanto. Yeah. I've for Tanto, I've been like really attached to like vanilla, the original Tantos and things like that. I've been really attached. Oh, the current one, the old one, the current one, both of them. It's very interesting. It's very interesting. I was able to make a couple of notes on it. Let the developer, designer, give them some of my feedback. Hi, Pot. How's it going? It's going alright. It's just been really busy. It's just been really busy. So, like I mentioned before, the first week was Anime Expo, which was super busy. And then the second week, I was helping out with playtesting for the new Tanto. And it's just been really busy because there's also a new project that I'm gonna be helping with a lot. Sorry, scratch. There's a new project that I'm gonna be helping with. I mean, it's been announced. It's technically been announced. You guys saw it in my tweet. I'm gonna be helping out with a VTuber project. So hopefully that's something that I will hopefully be able to share with you guys more and more as we get more development going on with that. Hope sales has been good. Con season must be hectic. It's been super hectic. Everybody's over here. Everybody's over there. Everybody's all over the place. I don't know how I don't know how Eric. I almost want to. What's the most cringe thing I can say? Eric-kun? Eric senpai? Eric sensei? I don't know how in the world Eric does it. All of the traveling non-stop. I get very sleepies, right? I get very sleepies traveling. I guess not traveling, right? Because the cafe takes me wherever I want to go. But like, whenever I did do travel on a plane, I got very sleepy, you know? It's like sleeping sitting up is not very comfortable, and then it's just like, I just want to sleep. I just want to sleep. But he's always traveling. It's always like, he's never in one place at the same time. It's like, 1 week over here, and then after that convention, on to the next convention, and then from that convention, on to this event, and then from that event, on to this meetup with a old colleague, and then after that, we're gonna hop along to the next convention, and oh, there's also a concert over here. I will do that in between these two conventions. It's just like, oh my god. When you work with events, you learn to run on spite on spirit. He's got a lot of spirit. I don't think he has a lot of spite, but he's got a lot of spirit in him. Traveling up and down the expo hall. He's got a lot of foot power, too. He's got a lot of foot power. To do all that walking and everything, that's a lot of walking. That's a lot of existing. You know? And especially since a lot of conventions are the cement flooring, that's not very gingerly. It's not very gingerly on your feet. You're going to your old games club tonight. Oh my god. A games club? Now we're talking like club, like it's gonna be a ritzy kind of club, or is it like a club, like a group of people that just really like things? Is it clubbing, or is it like club? Spirit is just spite, but with a smile on your face and less caffeine. But no, I think he drinks a heck of a lot of caffeine. He drinks a heck of a lot of caffeine. Even when I was helping with playtesting, we had to make a special run just to get him extra coffee. More coffee. Running out of coffee. Running out of the coffee. You will play more Blood Bowl. Excellent. 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 But no, it was really cool. I was being my scrungly self. I don't know if you guys remember how I play Tonto and how I'm just really scrungly. But like, so there's the main mechanic for winning is obviously renovating the estate. Renovating the estate, renovating the rooms and things like that, and they all equal points. And so like, my very first game, mostly trying to learn it. Mostly trying to figure out what's going on. I decided to be very adamant about not getting all of the required workers. I was I was so like trolly on everybody else, right? Because to renovate rooms, you need different tools, and there's like different workers that supply different tools. And so like, I refused to get the tape measure worker for whatever reason. I refused to get the tape measure worker. I wanted to see if I could try to win the game without needing to get all of the workers. And I got a bunch of the seances, which does interesting actions and causes ghosts to enter into the room. And I made it so that any room that had a tape or didn't have had a tape measure, I'd put ghosts in that room. Since I didn't have the tape measure, nobody could have that room. Last Saturday, friends and you went to play Genshin Tarot. I still want that game, but the website confuses me and I don't know how to get it. I want to get it, but I get confused. I get confused because it's like they talk about it, but there's no place for me to just be like, just buy, just get. Or maybe I'm dumb and I'm not seeing it right. Maybe I'm dumb and I'm just not seeing the button right. Tactical understaffing, yes. So I tried to see, is it possible to win without getting everybody? And then I got a lot of seances because that's how many cards I had. Because I was playing off of your guys' training, right? Off of your guys' play style and training. Especially Grill, right? Grill has taught me to try to like have a lot of deck control and try to be able to just draw exactly what you need. Okay? And so, like, I didn't want to buy any extra things, so I had a lot of seances, which means absolutely every single turn I invoked a seance. I invoked a seance. And the game designer was just like, oh my god, I don't think we've ever been through all of the seances before, and all of the playtesting he's done. He's just like, we've never gone through all the seances. I'm like, we'll do it again. I'll invoke a seance. I played with very much. I played with every extreme you can imagine every time I played, right? So like the first game was kind of rough around the edges, right? I tried to see if I could get the rooms without having all of the workers, which was very difficult. Obviously, I didn't win that one, but oh boy, did I have fun trolling everybody else by putting ghosts in the rooms that they could get, but couldn't get anymore because there were ghosts in there. And the second game I played, I think my strategy was to only employ ghosts. I was just like, screw the workers, screw the ones that are alive. I will only employ ghosts. My first game, I didn't employ the ghosts because I was kind of scared. I was just like, I don't really want to get ghosts. They have negative traits. But the second game, I'm like, all ghosts, all in. I'm employing all of the ghosts, right? And they're actually pretty cool because there's like some cards that affect live play, live cards. But since all of my cards were ghosts, everybody eventually learned that they just shouldn't target me anyway because I had nothing alive in my deck. So all of the effects that would affect alive cards, mine were dead. What was my playstyle for the second one? I played extremes every time, right? So the second time I played... Oh, the second time I played, my motive, my objective was to try to see to try to forcibly kill as many cards as I possibly could. To kill as many workers as I possibly could. So like, there's a card in there that like, so there's a lot of cards that can send alive character cards into a graveyard. And so like, that was my motive. There was no chance of me winning that round either. But I was trying to see how many cards I can just murder, right? My goal was to, because you see, I was a bit better. The first game, you know what happened to me in the first game? They sent 3 of my love cards to the grave. 3 of them. I could never generate as much love after that. I was starving for love. So my second game, I'm just like, I'm gonna make you guys feel the pain. So I was just like, I'm going to put everything I can into the grave and causing chaos. Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much how I was playing. So like everybody, I was wanting them to like lose so many cards that they feel starved. Just like I did. So like a lot of the workers that they would employ and everything like that, into the grave. Because I knew they had alive players because they were trying to get rooms, because that's the primary way of winning. My second game, or my third game after that, my goal was to try to see if I could win through exorcism ghosting. My goal was to, they didn't put out the cards that I wanted. There were a couple of cards that I was looking through, and I kind of wanted to test out the extreme to see how far I could push putting spirits into the rooms, because the only way that spirits go into the room is through seances. And the other option of putting spirits in the rooms was, there's one particular, I wish I had like visuals to show you guys. But like, so the spirits have negative traits. I think I was trying to see how I could use the negative traits to my advantage. Okay, so there's a spirit that adds spirit tokens into the room, but that's a negative trait. So that means I have to use another spirit that I think invokes negative traits. or something like that. I can't remember if it was invoke negative traits or cause a player to have an evil token, which invokes the negative traits. It was one of those two. But I wanted those two ghosts in the game so that I could try to see if I could pair match them together and make it so that I could chain myself to keep having my negative traits activate, so that I could keep putting spirits into the room, so that I could keep filling up the room with spirits and make it impossible for anyone else to buy the rooms. But there was a method to the madness, because I was also wanting to see if I could win that way, because there was an exorcism maid who their point value is worth the amount of exorcised spirits. So for instance, if you exorcise like 8 spirits, she becomes 8 points. And it multiplies. If you have 3 of her in your chambermaid, in your chambers, if you have 3 of her in your chambers, then that's 8 times 3. Wowee! Look at all those points. I did tell the game designer, I'm like, I think that she might be too OP. I told the game designer, I'm like, you might need to nerf her. It might need to be 2 tokens equals 1 point, because that's a lot. I was trying to see how bad I could push that, right? I think I got her to like, I think I got her to, how many points did I get her to? I think I got her to like 12 points or something, and I had 2 of them in my chamber. Vengeful Aki, nothing personal, kid. It's nothing personal. Yeah. So I tried to see how far I could push that to the extreme, because like she really did give a lot of like points advantage. But at the same time, not getting rooms was also killing me. But also at the same time, there was another card in there that gave points that I said, I'm probably no disadvantage to having, you know, no disadvantage to having. So in my opinion, I think the other points card was also very powerful. So we'll see. Basically, for example, there's like Marianne, right? She's the points card, but she doesn't do anything. She's super expensive, and she costs like what, 8? Is it 8 points? She costs like 8 points, but she doesn't do anything. So when you get her, she clogs up your hand. The points card for this, I think costs. It's still also expensive, but only costs 6. I think it only costs 6. Does it only cost 6? I think it costs... No, I'm mistaken. Marianne costs, or gives 6 points, whereas this other card, the points card in this one costs 4 points. Yeah, 4 points sounds about right. So it's a 2-point difference, but my issue that I have with it is that it's a points card, but it also had abilities on it. So there is no negative deterrent from stacking up on that card. You could just keep buying the points card, and you can then use the ability that it has. So it doesn't have the negative trait that Marianne has, where it's like you might not want to buy that many in the beginning because it just clogs up your deck. This one is just like, well, you might as well get those points, and you get an ability with that, and it's a cool ability that like hurts other players. So it's like, Bye. Those were my notes on it. I should probably message the game designer and see how they're doing. But it was a really cool and interesting game. I really liked it. But I did have feedback, but I did really like it. And now Tonto's on the brain. Tonto is on my brain. A lot of my brain. And I keep thinking about it. I keep trying to think of ways of how I can break the game. But that's just me. right? In my playtester mode, I'm just thinking like, how else can I combo these cards, because that's, you guys are really good at Tonto. You guys are teaching me about the different strats. You guys taught me about the estates. You guys taught me about what's the one that you guys like to use, the Winry or something. I stayed away from that card because I didn't understand how I could use that for pointage, but then you guys told me the combo with her paired with this other maid, so I've completely forgotten what the strat was that you guys used with her and how that comboed the points, and I'm just like, whoa, whoa. I'm trying to learn from you guys. I was channeling your guys' spirit through me when I was playtesting. I was trying to channel everything that I had learned from observing you guys playing with me and how mean you guys are to me. Oh, that was another thing that I did. I started putting poltergeist into other people's chambers, which is similar to the effect of bad... Was it bad habit? Yeah. You guys are so mean. You guys are so mean to me and bad habit me. I put bad habits on everybody there. I think I put 8 bad habits on people. I put 8 bad habits on people. Or bad habit equivalent. Which in this version, I think the wording was a bit weird, so they're gonna make an adjustment on that. The wording was like, if it's more than 3, then it equals like -5 points. Bad habits, I think, is only -2, but for that one, it was -3. Bad habits is every card becomes -2, but that one, it was like -5. And if it kept the same wording as bad habits, it would have been -5 for each of them. So in total, it would have been like -15 or something like that. But then they had done the calculations and they're like, no, make it to adjust so that it's -8 at, I think, for the 3. For the set of 3, not 8 each. Because I'm like sitting there, I'm like, could be this, or this, or this. How badly do you want me to hurt you? How badly do you want me to hurt you? Winry plus her 2 sisters, the promos. So like the chambermaid, the private maid, chambermaid, private, those ones. There is a really weird card in Kamigami Cthulhu called Cats of Ulthar. It's so weird. Why? What does it do? Cats of Ulthar? I don't think I remember seeing that when I was looking through the game. Courtney and her partner, private maid combo. Yes, I think I remember you guys trying to get that. Kidra especially, you try to get that a lot every time that duo pops up. We usually end up playing games where they're not in the same game together, but then when they are, you get super excited, and then it doesn't happen because Matt gets the other girl. I was trying to see how destructive I could be. I'm trying to see if there's like other ways to play the game. I didn't win any of them. Unfortunately, Eric, you know, being the boss that he is, won like 2 out of 3 games. 2 out of 3 games. But I did rack up a lot of points with the exorcism thing. I didn't get to push it as hard as I wanted to because I didn't have the right ghosts out. And I do want to test that one ghost that puts the spirits into the room. I did want to test that ghost out. But I didn't get a chance to. We didn't get a chance to play with them. But it needs to be tested. I need to see how broken I can make this. But it does function, and it is really fun to play. It does make the game really long. It does make the game longer, which is interesting because I don't think there's like too much out of the workflow. I don't think there is, but it does feel longer. It does feel longer. I think it's the seances, but the seances are kind of fun. And the art is really, really good. The art is super good. I'm so excited for when the tarot cards come out. Like actually come out and are finished. Because they're also gonna have like anything that's the yellow in the ink is gonna be gold foiled. And that's gonna look super sick. That's gonna look super sick, guys. And tarot cards. The art looks super good. Super, super good. The artist did such an amazing work. Very, very amazing. Actually, the art on all the cards is really good. The art on all the cards is really, really nice. But those tarot cards, yo. I like to make fun of, like, there's a lot more pexy guys in this game. A lot of, like, muscular men. And there's, like, this, oh, hi, Mark, card who's, like, all pecs. And I'm just like, oh, I think my first game, when I was getting humans or alive people, I'm just like, oh my god, I need to buy the pecs. I need to buy myself a pair of pecs. Sort of situation. And it's just kind of all around fun. And they didn't understand why I wouldn't get the tape measure worker. They're like, what's wrong with Barbie? I'm like, I don't want Barbie. And they're like, oh my god. And every round I'd be sitting there, I'm like, I think I need Barbie, right? Because I'm suffering because I don't have the tape measure. And they're like, you need to go get Barbie. I'm like, I'll buy this other thing. I'm like, I won't get Barbie. Screw Barbie. And they're like, what did Barbie ever do to you? I'm like, Barbie has done things. Barbie has done things. Tried Japanime Tactics or Hatclad? I've not tried Hatclad yet, and I've not tried Japanime Tactics. I've been shown Japanime Tactics, but I haven't gotten a chance to actually play it. They are actually looking for playtesters for Japanime Tactics. As you know, the Japanime Tactics is coming out soon. But they're also working on an additional expansion for it. They need playtesters for that. We've had a small sample size, but we've got no playtesting data. So they are looking for that. I was thinking about making a post about it to see if there would be anybody interested. It is heavily focused on definitely needing people that want to work on contributing playtest data. Because, you know, without your contribution, we won't be able to release fun games, really fun games for you guys. Playtesting is very important and very vital. So that's the delay that we're experiencing with that right now, is that we are lacking playtest data. We have our own in-house playtest data, right? We have our own in-house playtesting that's going on. But sometimes when you're working on a game for so long, you get tunnel vision, right? You get tunnel vision. And since you're working on the game, you know how things are supposed to be intended. You know how things are supposed to be intended to be played. So you need fresh eyes to be able to show you how other ways it could be interpreted, sort of thing. Like, oh, well, you've been playing it like this because you think it's like this? Well, I think it's like this, or something. Or, did you know you could pair this with this? It's just like, you get blindsided when you're working really close to a project. You know what I mean? So it's just really helpful to have the outside data. I might make a post on that. I was thinking about it. I had the window up for it. But it's just really hard. Because I think it's very, very easy to eagerly be like, yes, I will enjoy playtesting. But then we do need thorough notes. And it's just kind of like, it has now become work. I am no longer interested in playing. I get that. I've playtested games that I have to think really hard about, and I have to think about it. Like, I'm just like, I don't wanna. You mean I have to make like a 5-page essay? You don't have to actually make a 5-page essay, but I'm just like, I have to think about this. I have to actually do work and things like that. But at the same time, I do that a lot as well, though. I go to the movies, and I'm just like, I go to the movies, and it's actually very hard to please me at the movies, right? Because I complain about a lot of things at the movies. I watch a movie, and I'm like, why did they do this? They shouldn't have done that. I watched Jurassic World. I don't remember which one. I don't know which one it is. I don't know which. There's been so many Jurassic Worlds. It's not the first one. I watched the other one, where the dinosaurs are like released out into the world. And I'm sitting here in the first 10 minutes of the movie, watching it, and I'm just like, my immersion is ruined. This is unrealistic. There's no way that society would allow dinosaurs to run rampant or this rampant. Like, they're literally hanging out in the city streets. And then they even have like a news reporter who's like showing off like this, that all of the dinosaurs are like kind of loose all over the place and like cohabitating with humans, but not functionally, because then there's like a shot of a human getting eaten up by like a T-Rex or something, and I'm like sitting here, I'm like, yeah, society wouldn't allow this. Society wouldn't allow it to get that bad, that they are multiplied enough to run rampant into the cities and to be randomly killing people like this. It wouldn't get that bad. I think they would definitely have some sort of military action to try to get rid of them a lot faster before it gets to that situation where they're just like, well, I guess I won't walk outside today because it looks like we've got T-Rex crossing sort of situation. Open the door, get on the floor, everybody feed the dinosaur. I was totally immersion ruined. I'm just like, that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. Hi, Lloyd. We're doing good. How are you doing? How are you doing today? I'm currently talking about Jurassic World and how the first 10 minutes ruins my immersion. And I believe the situation is unbelievable. I don't remember exactly what happened in the first movie. I remember I watched the first movie, but I don't remember what happened other than, like, obviously the facility went defunct. And then obviously the dinosaurs ran rampant. But I believe they were on an island, right? They were on an island. And so, like, the only ones that could leave was probably, like, the flying ones. And so I don't know if I watched the second movie or the third movie, but I watched a movie that wasn't the first one. So all of the dinosaurs were all over the place. We're letting Aki feed us to dinosaurs. You're great, thanks. You're doing help. I have to play non-stop with a kitten we rescued from. You're playing with a kitten? That sounds really adorable. Oh my goodness, tiny little paws. You keep forgetting that there was a third Jurassic World? Is that what I watched? Is that the one that I watched? And you wanted to watch it? You wanted to watch it? The first 10 minutes, I was just like, I can't. Of course I continued though. I had the option of quitting. But I'm like, listen, I'm already committed. Let's see where this ride takes me. I was just like, okay, interesting. There is so many things where, like, so much of the world would be destroyed. So much of it would, especially like when they pulled out the locusts. I'm just like, that seems, that seems like it would be getting out of hand really fast. Which it was. Like, in the movie, they were like, oh, this is getting out of hand. This is very bad. This is very bad, sort of thing. But I'm sitting there and I'm like, I think it would get really bad a lot faster than you think it could possibly ever contain. Like, I think everything would be nuclear at that point. Everything would be so bad, especially with locusts, right? And then at the rate that they were breeding or whatever, like, there would be so many, and they're eating all the food. I think the world would have some sort of meltdown. The world would have a meltdown about this because of how fast it was happening to, like, a lot of places and a lot of farms. And then there was, like, the intro part. Honestly, that third movie was just nostalgia bait, right? Which was like the same thing that they did with Star Wars. What they did with Star Wars was just like, it was just nostalgia bait. It didn't make sense. Things didn't make sense, and things didn't matter. So, like, in the Jurassic World movie that I was watching, I'm sitting there and I'm like, they're gonna do this scene again, right? And then I'd sit there, and then they do the scene, and I'm like, okay. And then something else would come up, and I'm like, they're gonna do that scene again. And then guess what? That same exact scene would happen. And I sit there, I'm like, they're gonna do I'm gonna distract this dinosaur from eating everybody because this is the actor that did that and had like a light and whatnot. And guess what? They did it. They did it. Maybe it was the second movie then, because you don't remember that much destruction in the first minutes of the first movie. And I can't tell for the third. It might have been. It's either the second or the third. I know it's not the first one. I know it's not the first one because I watched the first one, where they opened the park. In this one, whatever the setup was, it was the dinosaurs had let loose into the world and they run rampant sort of thing and trying to cohabitate with humans. But it's proving difficult, obviously, because there's dinosaurs everywhere and some dinosaurs will eat the human sort of thing. There's like a news clip and whatnot. And then like in the movie, there's like the scientific. Never mind, it was the third one. Yeah, okay, that makes sense then. Yeah, the dinosaur just comes out of nowhere. Yum yum, human snackies. I watched. Was it Matt Pat? I think I watched Matt Pat where he explained that T-Rexes would never go after humans. They would never eat humans because humans, like, they would cause too much running, too much chase. They're too tiny of snacky wackies. And T-Rexes need something high and caloric because they're spending that much calories just existing. They're so big, but also so slow. They don't want to move around that much. So they would never eat humans. They would never eat humans. Or at least they could eat humans, but they would never chase them down. They would look at that human running and be like, you cost too much energy. Go away. Like I'm not bothering. They would take one look at you and be like, I'm too lazy for this. I'm gonna look at, like, they're gonna eyeball some dead carcass around the corner and be like, I'll go eat that, man. That one gives no chase. I don't need to spend no calories for that. Yum yum. That's what the T-Rex would be like, I think. I think it was Matt Pat that explained this. I might have to go check. I remember that being the case. They're just a little snack at the party. You eat, yeah, the little, what do you call it? Cocktail snacks. You eat them if you can, but it won't fill you up. So you just keep eating more. Man, but what humans are gonna serve themselves up for dinosaurs? It costs too much energy. I get that. That's how I feel about eating crabs. I'm just like, the tiny little meats that are in those leggies, and you know how much effort and energy I spend on trying to crack open these leggies so that I can get to the meaty part in there? Too much energy for such a small reward. That's how I feel. In that regard, I'm a T-Rex. The hors d'oeuvres? Yeah, the hors d'oeuvres. The hors d'oeuvres. Too small, not enough calories. Especially if you're a hungry boy, right? Especially if you're a big old hungry T-Rex. Good morning, Griffin. Good morning, how are you doing? I'm just talking about dinosaurs. Do you know about dinosaurs? Oh my god, I think that was something else that was kind of that was interesting and exciting to me, because I played Ark, and Ark is all dinosaurs, right? All dinosaurs. I played Ark. I've looked at all the little dinosaurs. I've tried to capture all the little dinosaurs. So when I was watching Jurassic World 3, I believe, whatever I was watching, it was kind of funny this time around because I've watched Jurassic World before, and it's just like, little dinosaurs. But then watching this one, I'm just like, I know what that one is. But then also at the same time, I also don't know what that one is, because when I played Ark, I kind of renamed all of them into names that would be easier for me to remember. So they're like similar enough to whatever the dinosaur's name is, but not exactly. So like, for instance, there was that dinosaur that kind of looked like a bird, like a giant two-legged bird, but had really, really long nails. I don't know if you guys know this. I don't know how many of you guys are Ark players. So it had really, 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 really long nails, that stabby kind of nails. And in Ark, they're very, very scary because they're very, very fast and they hit really hard with their long nails. And so when you knock them out to try to tame them, they're also scary because the what I forgot what it was called, the turmeric, the like knockout juice, the knockout timer, it goes down really, really fast. So you have to babysit their sleeping bodies and keep shoving knockout berries into them so that they stay knocked out and long enough for you to be able to tame them, right? And this dinosaur was named something. It was named Yes, I know my dinosaurs. But when I played Ark, I renamed them to Timberlake. So they were all Timberlake dinosaurs to me. So when I saw it in the movie, I'm just like, it's a Timberlake! It's a Timberlake! You just gave up? They defeated me, those crab legs can live? Yeah, that's exactly how I feel about crab legs. They take too much effort. I'm just like, I don't want to be bothered with this. My fingies hurt after snapping the crab legs. Too much effort. Too much effort. Not enough return. Not enough tasty yummies. You don't have enough power to crack them open? Me too, me too. But sometimes they give you the little metal cracky things to open them with. But then, also the shells are really hard, so if you do have to peel them open with your fingies, the shell pointy bits, like if they crack in a certain way and it's like pointy, it hurts my little fingies and it's so hard to deal with. A petro something, you don't know how to write it in English? Petro... Is that what the Timberlakes dinosaurs? Hi Cotton, how are you doing? It has been forever. There's been a lot of like work and meetings and projects going on in between things, as well as Anime Expo, so that's a lot of things to cover. So there's not a lot this month, but I've got Tanto on the brain. You just remember the ones with the higher screen time. Okay, and then they had so they had the regular T-Rex, and then they had the other T-Rex. I think it was the Allosaurus or something. The Allosaurus, which is like, I called them the skinnier T-Rex, right? The better T-Rex. Because in Ark, T-Rex were very big, very powerful, but they were very, very slow. The Allosaurus were same thing, same perk as T-Rex, but faster. Faster T-Rexes equals very good. I think they might have been like slightly weaker, but it's still like the speed is so important. And when you tame like 5 Allosauruses, it's very good to just have a pack of them and they just murder everything. I think it's the Allosaurus. You're just glad to see me? Aw, I'm glad to be back. It's been pretty busy. I wasn't even sure like what I'm doing for the rest of the month, because even going to playtest Tanto 6, I was like, I think that was impromptu. Eric was just like, hey, you wanna come play Tanto? You wanna play test this? I'm like, sure. Sure. Hope you've been well and having fun. I've been having fun. It's been really interesting. It's been really busy. There's a lot of work for me to catch up on. There's a lot of work to do. There's a lot of things I gotta do. So hopefully I will still be able to keep up. There's a chance that I think in August I'm supposed to be going to Canada. To scope out a convention. We won't be at the convention. We won't be a booth at the convention, but they want to send me to scope out the convention to see if it would be worth to add to the repertoire of conventions to go to. So they might want to send me to a convention in Canada just to scope it out, just to check it out and see like, is it worth? Is it worth? T-Rex plus speed equals perfection and possible destruction. Especially when you can have like a whole pack of them. Absolutely, yeah. When I played Ark, we had an Allosaurus pack, but I kind of liked. I had the What did I have? What did I have? What's the smaller thing? It was a Velociraptor. Is it a Velociraptor? Is it a Velociraptor? Velociraptor? They're like tinier. They're like tiny, but like still big. They're like the same size. I think they're the ones that like they chase down the children in the first movie. I think they might be Velociraptors. An Akiosaurus pack? That's perfect! If I play Ark again, I want an Akiosaurus pack. Just nothing but Akiosauruses to fight other things and everything. To fight just absolutely everything. But I had a little Velociraptor pack. And I called them like my little motorcycles because they're very small. I think they're like the smallest dinosaur that you can have that you can ride on, that you can mount. The Velociraptor. I think it's like whatever blue is. Whatever blue is from the movies, that's what I had. They're little motorcycles and you can ride on them and they're super fast and they're kind of lethal and they're fast lethal. They're tiny, but they're super fast. I called them little motorcycle. Hello? I called them little motorcycle. She's a Velociraptor? Yeah. They're little motorcycle dinosaurs. They're little motorcycle dinosaurs because you could ride them. Small frame, rideable. Careful in Canada. They are too nice to be trusted. What do you mean too nice to be trusted? If they're too nice, doesn't that make them trustworthy? Every Akisaurus will instinctively beeline to the ramen. Oh no, I'm gonna run out of ramen. I can't make enough ramen. They won't be able to make enough ramen to feed all of them with all the calories that they need. No, what do you mean no? They're not... You can be too nice to be trusted? Does that make them like... Oh, is that kind of like I watched like Leverage where you're like a grifter and you have to like schmooze the person and they're like a con artist, but they're so nice. There's no way. Yes, you can be too nice. You can be too nice. No, Canadians are very nice. I think. I don't know how to get Canadian money. I think that's the thing that just popped into my head this morning. I'm not quite sure how to get Canadian money. You're sorry you feel that way, Cotton. Anything we can do to make it up to you? Would you like some poutine? Maple syrup? Fresh from the tree. Fresh from the trees of your lands. I would like some of your finest maple, please. Your finest maple. See, too nice? Yeah, but what is Hug trying to do? What is Hug trying to con you out of? What's wrong with being too nice to be trusted? They're just offering you some nice reimbursement packages for being too nice. That it's off-putting for your preferences. You just want their snow? There isn't any here. Oh no, you don't have any snow? But it's in the middle of the summer. But also, you never get snow? So you just jump in the first bit of snow you see. Make sure it's fresh snow so that it's soft. If it's not fresh, you're jumping in the ice and that kind of crunchy and it hurts. It's kind of crunchy and it hurts. And Aki, just reach out if you need some Canadian dollars. You can hook me up. Just reach my hand out. I need Canadian dollars, please. I don't know what I would need it for. I don't know if I would buy anything. Of course, I'll be at a Canadian convention. Maybe it's safer to not buy things at a Canadian convention. Just because it'll be expensive, right? Maybe? I've cooked poutine before. That's the potato. French fries. That's essentially French fries with gravy, right? Poutine? Also beware of yellow snow. Absolutely, yes. This is also correct. If it's ice, you're walking on it. But that's dangerous too because it might be thin ice. It might be thin ice. But also, I've been snowboarding I've been snowboarding before where the snow froze, so it wasn't the fresh powder. The powder is really nice to fall in because it's super soft. But I've done snowboarding when it kind of melted and froze again, so everything was kind of ice sheets. That hurts. It hurts a lot. It's basically the same as falling on concrete, is how much it hurts. So I guess if there's any skateboard riders out there that have fallen at least once or twice in their life, they know what it's like to wipe out on ice snow. On frozen ice snow? Why is it yellow? You don't want to know. The dogs and the polar bears use it. Did you know polar bears have black skin underneath their white fur? Underneath their white exterior, they have black skin. I learned this just the other day. And then I googled it. And then I was quite mortified with the search results because it just looked like a man in a skinny, like it looked like a man in a saggy skin suit. Is how scary naked polar bears look. They're scary. Fair enough, you'll float over it then. That's yeah. Just slide. Just get a sled and just slide all the way across. All the way across the ice. And you just learned it right now? Hey, you learn something new every day. Isn't that I learned something new. You learned something new. And then when you Google it and then your eyes are like, oh god, what have I just seen? Did you know the pear bears? There's pear bear? Pear bears' fur is clear. Oh, you're talking about polar bears? The polar bear. Yeah, that's something that I heard when I was looking up the skin thing. But that's interesting that it's clear because it looks white. It makes the polar bear look white. There's just so much of it that it turns white. They just reflect off of each other and it looks white. Constant reflection off of each other. You want to see one? And get him a new suit? A polar bear? How are you gonna new suit a polar bear? Are you gonna just get a suit for him to wear over his fur? Or are you gonna be like, I'm gonna shave this sucker and then get him a new fur coat so that he can disguise himself as a different bear? Different bear. Saggy skin. Very scary. You just looked it up? Bad idea. It looks freaky, right, Lloyd? It looks super freaky. It looks so freaky. You didn't know how to spell polar? Oh, I see. That's fair. Imagine a polar bear in jeans. He's got like really, what is it? Saggy knee joint, back of the knee. Like back of the knee has like skin sag. It's very saggy. I can kind of imagine them in jeans, like a little bit. But jeans are too form-fitting for that lovely, droopy exterior. It's a bit much. Maybe. Oh my god. The search results for, shaved polar bear was kind of scary because then it was recommending me other animals that had been shaved. I don't know why there is a collection of shaved animals, but I think I could have gone my whole life without knowing what a shaved rabbit looks like. Shaved rabbits is a thing of nightmares. It's utterly atrocious and unsightly. But now I've seen what a shaved rabbit looks like. You don't know why, but you had to look at the back of my knee after you said that. How saggy is your back of the knee? How compared to a polar bear? How saggy is it? It's like saying, don't look down. They all know that you're gonna look down. Don't look down. You did. You looked down. Oh no, sorry. Yes. You'd say 20% saggy. 20% is a lot of sag. Especially on the back of your knee. Right? That's a lot. It's like, I think if I remember correctly, without me needing to have to re-Google it, it's kind of like the skin from their butt down to their foot is like a straight line. So the actual muscles on the polar bear has all of that room, all of that skin room. But doesn't get taken up by their body or muscles. You've also seen... Did you just see a naked owl? What does a naked owl look like? There's a naked owl? Oh no, what does that look like? Is it safe for me to search up naked owl? Or do I have to type shaved owl? Am I gonna get really weird results if I type in naked owl? Don't do it. It looks weird. I'm doing it. Poor owl. Leave the owl alone. Let it maintain its modesty. I'm looking at it. Why its head look like that? Reverse psychology? You did want me to look at it. They've got long legs. They've got alarmingly long legs. They're very tiny body. They're such a tiny body to fit in all of that feather. Like, they have a skirt, essentially, because their feathers are so long. But then they have tiny body. Too late, she found it. They do. Mission failed. Mission failed. They've got like a really small pointed head. Like it's almost like their head was just made for their eyeballs. Just accommodated for the eyeballs. It was scary seeing an owl stand up for the first time. Really? Did you know owls sleep on one foot? They sleep on one foot and then they're really long model-like legs. They just kind of lift up like a flamingo and just keep it to their chest, and they just sleep like that. I only know this because one time I went to a zoo and I saw a plastic tag coming out of an owl's chest, right? Its chest. There's a random tag coming out of its chest, and I'm like, is that owl okay? I asked an attendant, I'm like, is that owl okay? And she's just like, oh yes, the owl's okay. We just have tags on their little ankles, and that owl raised their ankle up to their chest to go sleepy weepies. So like the tag that's sticking to their ankle is sticking out of their chest, and it looks like they were impaled with it. It's quite terrifying, but you could clearly see that the owl was breathing. So he was just chilling. He was just a big chilling owl. To its chest? Yeah, it lifted up its foot to its chest, so the tag was just sticking straight out of the middle of its chest. Every time you'll think about an owl, those images will come to your head. The naked owl, you've been traumatized. You traumatized yourself. The naked owlness. Nightmare look of a naked owl. Oh god, their head is so pointy! That's so weird. Their eyes are so big. Their head literally just accommodates for the head skull, the eyeballs. The eyeballs? Yes. Onto. Oh, there's that one picture of the guy that has an owl and he lifts up the feathers to expose the naked feet. The naked feet? They have such long legs. Where am I? They thought of, well, they thought of as a wish animals. Sorry, what? Well, they thought of as a wish animal. They might be doing something. I see. Wise? Let me think. They thought of as a wise animal, so they might be doing something right. The owl is thought of as a wise creature, But what do you mean by that? Like sticking the leg up onto the chest is very wise. There's, you know, I can't. Oh, sorry. I can't imagine sleeping on one leg all day. They don't have to worry about their little foot pads or their foot. How are they like never fatigued from just sleeping upright like that? Just take a seat, buddy. Take a seat. Rest. Take a seat on the chair or sleepies. You know? They used a ruler to make them. You're sure? The DIY? The DIY owls? That would make sense. That would make sense. My brain's going all over the place. We need them to give them chairs? They need chairs in their life. But I don't know if they would use it functionally. I don't think they would use it as intended or anything like that. They would be just like flamingo. Flamingo. And a hat because it looks good. They don't have a lot of head to be able to strap a hat to. I think that's the issue. They don't have a lot of head. You saw those pictures. You saw the pictures of the naked owl. They don't have a lot of head. They are very pointy. They are a regular shape, and it makes me want to go pet an owl so that I can feel this bone structure. Because it sounds unreal to me. It sounds hecka unreal. Absolutely unreal. Like fake. But also very pointy and actually very realistic. It looks realistic. It sounds realistic. I can believe it. I can believe it. Fair enough. Yes. How did we get onto the topic about owls? How did we do this? Did you know owls are really dumb creatures? I know they're supposed to symbolize wise, but they're kind of dumb. If you've ever seen apparently they're only hardwired for hunting and survival. They're really hyper-focused on being good at hunting. They are hyper-focused on being good at hunting, but then like any other situation that they're presented with, they are dumb. They are very dumb. They don't know what to do with themselves. You don't know it was about bears a few minutes ago? It was about bears a few minutes ago. I can just go on talking forever. I can just go on forever and ever and ever. Functionally enough, I could go on forever. Theoretically, in practice, I think what? You can sleep... No, you can go 3 days without sleeping. After the 3rd day, you start hallucinating. Owls make no noise while flying. This is true! They are very, like, expertise flyers that are very silent. Expertise. But then they still have, like... If you use an owl as a messenger bird, you still have the paper to deal with. I don't know how fast and how far they can fly. Or how to send them directions. Go here. How do you train a bird? You know the messenger pigeons? How do you train them to go a specific location? That is an experiment, but you won't try. You're like you're sleeping. Sleeping is very important. This is very true. This is very true. Perfect. Threat? Like most animals, they don't understand being threatened. How can you tell them? How do you go with them to fly? Because they have to fly to get there. How do you train them to be like, fly to this particular location? I don't think people like parachute off of really tall buildings just to be able to train their owl how and where to fly to take your messenger bird. Solve all of your problems. Hooked up to the internet, they've bundled you into a phone plan, or a phone plan that gets you stuck forever for like 2+ years. Well, worry you not. Invest in the owl delivery system, and you too can have a pet owl that delivers your mail for you. If you mail a lot of things out, why not take it on carrier owl? On carrier owls at your service. Oh, treats. That's what it's supposed to be. I was like, threats? You're threatening your animals. You better get here. You better fly to this location. You got that? You got that? Points at the map and like shoves the bird's face into it. This area right here, I need you to send this letter of recommendation so that Timmy, who fell down the well, can come work for us. As well as this other guy. I'm sorry. That last statement, I was referencing an anime that I was watching last night. I realized nobody's gonna get the reference. I was watching Pharmacist from Another World last night while eating dinner. And it's very interesting, and it was very interesting, and I just got to the just get to the episode? I didn't just get to the episode, but I got to an episode where they're trying to hire a financial person, and my brain just went there. You don't specify their destination. I think they just fly back to the place where they were from. You can't tell them different locations. Like go to bird hatch B. If you're like at A point and then you have like A, B, C, D, and tell them like go to B, and then that person will be like, okay, go back to A. Like, how do you send it back and forth? They have to know at least the 1 and 2 direction, right? Aki, did you know you're on vacation? You're on vacation? It's been that long that you haven't been able to tell me? Oh, I'm so sorry. There's been just a lot going on. I hope you're enjoying your vacation. Where are you? What are you doing for your vacation? Imagine sending a mail to Amazon because their falcons didn't deliver your package. So you send your bird, but it ends up in someone's house. Yes. The bird or the letter? If it's the bird, I'm pretty sure people would be confused because they wouldn't know what to do about falcons. They would not know what to do about falcons. There would be a lot of confusion if that wasn't like a pre-existing hobby that they do. Basically, messenger pigeons are just kidnapped victims that are allowed to return home after a long period of captivity. Do they actually get released after providing service for X amount of time? Do they actually get to go back home? What about the birds that were bred within captivity? If they've just been kept in there, they've got no home to return to. Do they have a GPS out for birds? Maybe. Just for birds? How good is their memory at being able to remember locations? The bird and the letter. You're sleeping. Trying to sleep. Going to the beach this weekend. It doesn't rain. Hoping it doesn't rain. That sounds like such an exciting vacation. Going to the beach? Are you at a hotel or a beach house? Are you renting at a beach house? You don't know? You'll ask a pigeon next time you see one. Ask this pigeon, wherefore thou art. Absolutely. Yes. Indeed. Okay. Anyway, though, I'm getting heavily derailed. I'm getting super duper heavily derailed. You're off, internet keeps going out. Okay, Kijor, thank you so much for stopping by. I'm sorry that your internet keeps cutting out, but we've got for the remainder of the month this Tanto. So I really hope you can join one of the sessions. You live near enough to the island. It's like a tour. Wow, 2-hour drive? I mean, that's a bit far. But it's also really close too, that you don't really have to worry about it. But I wouldn't like doing like 2-hour segment drive, 2-hour segment drive within the same day. It takes too much time, right? I would like to do the 2-hour drive and then have a place to stay and then start fresh in the morning the next time and then drive home. That would be my orders of operation on how to enjoy traveling without overburning myself from driving 4 hours in a single day, because driving makes me sleepy and tired. So I don't do it that much. Don't do it that much. But yes, we have been on a really long tangent that started with dinosaurs. You love driving? No, too much driving. Oh my goodness. Basically, if you want to send messages from A to B, you need to raise pigeons in B. Then take them to A. When message is to be sent, you free the bird from A and it will go home to B. If you want to send messages from B to A, then you have to replace pigeons in A and take care of them to B. In the old days, people would exchange birds in order to facilitate two-way communication. Really? That's kind of funny. Just to facilitate it. We don't use that system anymore, but you know, for your nostalgia reasons, this is the new technology. Having the phone in your hand. You gotta go. Bye. Take care. And you follow the next pigeon you see. They will lead you to their group. Careful not to be indoctrinated by a pigeon cult, or they'll lead you to the closest piece of bread. It's 50-50. 50-50. Take care, Lloyd. Take care, Lloyd. Absolutely. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you. Thank you. Also with that being said, there really isn't much to go over with the schedule, and there's technically a fair bit to do with work, so there's not much to say, other than there's gonna be just a lot of Tonto this month. So I'll go ahead and end the stream. I know it's super early today, but there's not much to go over. And I know I could go on forever. I can talk forever about random little bits and bobs about naked polar bears, about owls, about pigeons and carrier pigeons. Yeah. Did you know? Is it Mike Tyson who owns a pigeon, who's very passionate about pigeon and pigeonry? Is it Mike Tyson? Is it the guy that bit off the ear? Is he the one? Did you know he has like a whole documentary talking about him and his pigeons? He loves pigeons. He raises pigeons. Have you seen this documentary? What do you mean? You've been gone for 2 weeks? I know, there's so much to do. There's a lot of projects and things like that. Bye, I love you. Have a great day. Absolutely. I'm so glad to see you guys again, and that I'll be back to streaming for the time being, until things kick up again, and then we gotta figure things out again. It's an endless cycle of trying to figure things out. But don't worry, we're here together for it. But yes. We talked about a lot of things. We're gonna be playing a lot of Tonto, because I've got Tonto in the brain since I played Tonto, the new Tonto. So Tonto is on the brain. Officially, figuratively, and for real. Alrighty, bye!